What is going on, guys? It's Justin from the J Media back with another video. So today, from the title of this video, you guys already know we'll be installing a dash cam, and that will be going on to my 2008 Honda Civic Si. So a little while back I got into accidents, actually 2 accidents that were not my fault in a month, which kind of sucked. My Civic Si was involved in a rear end collision, so it was hit from the back. Thankfully got that all taken care of, all fixed. She looks like new again. My RSX got hit from the side, so driver's door not so good. And I have been wanting to put a dash cam on for quite a while, and those 2 incidents definitely pushed me to do it. So again, without further ado, let's go ahead and get the install going. We'll be installing a dash cam. The steps are the same for any brand dash cam. This one I have over here I picked up off Amazon. It's a generic brand. I can put the link in the description if you guys are interested. The reason I went with this brand is because, firstly, it's affordable price. It was below $100 when I picked it up. It was about $60–$70. It shoots in HD quality in 1080p. Also has a front and rear camera. So some only has the front, but this one has both. So pretty cool. So let's go ahead and unbox it and show you guys the steps. So let's go ahead and unbox and see what comes in the box. So this is brand new. Like I said, I picked it off Amazon. I went with this particular one because it had a lot of reviews. I think like over 15,000 reviews, or good reviews, and at an affordable price. So here is the dash cam itself for the front. I'll show you guys more in detail. We have some wiring, and this is the dash cam for the rear. Also acts as a backup camera, which is pretty cool. This is to hook up to your power source. A suction mount for the front. Another suction mount, as well as a USB cable that plugs into the camera. So there you have it. All in all, that's everything it comes with. Comes with instructions. What's cool is, for this particular brand, they also have like a little, I guess you can say, gift. So by gift, what that means is right here. So just by leaving them a review, they will send you a micro SD 16 gig SanDisk card. So yes, you do have to put memory card. That is the same for pretty much all dash cams. The biggest size memory card you can fit is a 32 gig for this one. So 16 or 32 gig would work. Here's the front of the camera, the side with the controls, the screen itself, and here's where you plug in some of the ports. So yeah, let's get to installing it. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and assemble whatever I can outside of the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this. This goes right on top of the dash cam. So right up here, it just pretty much screws in, and you can adjust the angle of it later on whenever you have it mounted on the windshield. Let's get it nice and snug. And then this wire right here, the one with the USB port, you're gonna have this hooked up as well. So this one is going right above as well. So all the ports are right on top of the camera. Just gonna hook it up right here. Okay. And then you have the other wire. This is for the power source. This guy right here. I'm gonna hook up the other end also to the dash cam that's right on top as well. Okay, so the USB is actually, I believe, to connect to a computer if you need to, transfer any files or anything like that. You could also take out the memory card. Again, it does not come with a memory card. You have to purchase it separately. And then this guy right here is the power source itself, so that connects right up here. Okay, so I'm inside the interior of my Honda Civic Si. So like I said, the steps are pretty much the same for any car. These dash cams are universal. And the tools that you need, if you do have a plastic pry removal tool, that is perfect. This is what I'll be using. But if you don't, it's fine. You could use a flat tip screwdriver. that works, or you could use like an old credit card, anything to help you wedge in between the edges of these plastic trims. So you'll see what I mean later. I do not like it, you know, with wires dangling. For my car, the 2008 Honda Civic Si and all other Honda Civics, the power port is right over here, right underneath the stereo. So just gotta locate where the cigarette lighter power source is and connect it. And I'll be having my dash cam mounted. I'll probably like it right in the middle of the windshield, so right around here where the rearview mirror is. So I'll get to mounting that first and then run the wires. So I think I'm gonna have it right around here. Some people don't care about looking at the screen, so whenever you drive or have the dash cam switched on, you can actually look what it's, you know, what the view is on the LCD screen. Some people don't care. If you don't care about it, you can tuck it behind, hide it like that. I like to look at it, especially since I don't have a rear view camera. This kind of acts as one as well when I hook up the rear camera. So I'll probably mount it right around here. And like I say, it's a suction cup, so it should hold on pretty good. So I decided to mount my dash cam right here, kind of close to where my rear view mirror is mounted. And I'll be able to see the screen as well. So if you see right here, all this wire dangling, I mean, of course, the easy way is you can have it dangle straight down and plug it into the power source. But like I said, I do not like wires dangling. So for a clean install, you have to go ahead and feed it here through the headliner all the way down here. So let's go ahead and get that done. And now that I fed the wire through the headliner here, you can see it's pretty clean. I fed it to the passenger side airbag, feeding it through here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run down this trim piece right here all the way down, tuck it underneath, get it nice and clean. And I'm gonna go ahead and tuck it here and somehow get it behind inside the glove box, running here all the way as clean as I can so that as little wire is showing as possible. And then whenever I close the glove box, you won't see any wire exposed over here. So after I fed the wire all the way through down the side, like I say, I have my glove box open. You're gonna go ahead and feed this through it. Usually I recommend to kind of pull down your glove box, so I just press it a little bit. I can get the whole glove box out or move it down and try to feed from the back. It's kind of hard to see, I know it's dark. But right now I'm just feeding this wire through the back of it. So I'm gonna feed it through, and then you can go ahead and put your glove box nice and snug. So that way you don't see any wire, you're running the wire behind the glove box. And after feeding the wires through, sometimes you might have a little excess, so I don't like loose wire dangling like I said. So they gave this cable tie whenever you know, you bought it brand new. So what I did was I kind of tie it all up in a nice bundle. I'm going to hide it in the glove box, and whenever I plug it in to the power source, I'm not going to have too much loose wire dangling. So whenever I close my glove box, you can see the wire is nice and snug. It's not dangling, no loose wire. So I managed to wire up the least possible wire showing. And what I did was, from the glove box, I tuck it in all the way. So like I said, glove box, from here you gotta feed it. If you open the glove box, it's just like right behind it. Feed it through underneath and all the way, even tucked it in here, so you don't see any wires here at all until like right around here. So now that I have my wires all feed and hooked up, I'm gonna go ahead and test it out. I'm gonna go ahead and start up my car. Again, this is just the front camera hooked up just to make sure it powers on. There we go. So it's telling me to insert a memory card, but that's because I haven't inserted one yet. But yeah, camera works. So let me go ahead and install the rear. Okay, so for the rear, it's pretty much the same steps like the front to feed the wire. Like I said, some people do not want the rear. I definitely recommend it since it came with the rear camera anyway. There are a couple ways to install it. So one way is you could have it mounted right here on the inside of the rear windshield or back glass. That's where you can have the camera mounted. Another way is some people even have it mounted right around here where the license plate is, just kind of dangling right out here. I know some newer cars usually have their backup camera right here. So it's up to you. But let me go ahead and feed the wires first. So most cars, it should fit most like sedans and coupes. If you do have like a bigger vehicle, a longer vehicle, or a truck for example, you might need some extension wire, which you could also purchase from them. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to installing it. And here's a close-up. Here's the rear of the camera. Really small. You have a little metal mounting bracket, and then the bundle of wires. So this loose red wire right here, you might be wondering what that is. So like I said, if your car does not come with backup camera, like an older car like my SI, then you could wire this to one of the parking brake lights, and this acts as a backup camera. So what that means is whenever you throw it in reverse, the screen would show up over here, so it almost acts like a backup camera. If your car does already come with a backup camera from the factory, then don't worry about this wire. You don't have to install it. You can just wire up the camera. Just go ahead and plug in this end and you'll be good to go. So what I'm going to do first is connect the other end to the camera itself. So you're going to connect it right up here. So the plan is I'll be wiring the dash cam to the rear over here, the rear back glass. So I'm gonna run it the same thing, headliner along this weather stripping trim. This time I'm gonna run it to the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this plastic piece, tuck it in underneath here all the way here, run it all the way up, tuck it all the way back there, all the way back over there in the middle. So run it as clean as I can. And now that I've fed the wire underneath this plastic trim, same thing, I'm gonna go ahead and feed it through the back all the way. Try to tuck in as much as I can in the plastics. I'll probably try to see if I can tuck it around here, somehow make my way up and get up here. So yeah, it's quite a challenge, but yeah, let's get it done as cleanly as we can. Okay, so over here I went ahead and zip tie it because you can see there's a lot of excess, and I tucked it over here behind the headliner. This camera is just dangling for now, but they also did provide this double-sided tape, or if you have stronger double-sided tape, I'll advise to use it because the one they provide is not really strong. You'll be wanting to get it attached right here, so like I said, right in the middle. And what I did was I didn't attach it first because I wanted to make sure everything is good. I don't want to attach it and have to remove it again. There's a lot of excess, so I'm going to go ahead and tuck it somewhere inside so that you won't be able to see it. And then once that is done, I'll go ahead and feed this red wire to the back so that I can get this wired up. Okay, so on the outside of the car, I have the trunk open. So you want to go ahead and locate your reverse bulb. So mine's right here. And if you look on the back, it's right over here. So I already went ahead and took it out. So that's where my reverse bulb is supposed to be. I already went ahead and took it out. This connection here. And you'll see wires, depending on your car, it might be different. One's a positive, one's a negative terminal. Usually the ground wire is the black. The other one might be a red wire. I think mine's a purple one. I went ahead and cut it, splice it. And this red wire here is from the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and connect all 3 wires all together. So I went ahead and connected my wires all together. And what I'll be doing is I'll just use electrical tape. If you know how to solder, you can go ahead and solder it together. But yeah, like I said, what I did was splice the wires, have the electrical ends showing, and then I went ahead and just used my fingers, twisted it around, connected them, and electrical wire just in case, just so they don't touch anything, any loose wires in the car. So let's go ahead and do that. So right now we have it all done, all hooked up, nice electrical tape. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it back in there just so it's nice and snug. So there you have it, nice and snug. Let's go ahead and power it on, make sure it works. So now that we have all the wire situation taken care of, we can go ahead and put double-sided tape on the back of the camera and mount it on over here. So you want to make sure you have it nice at a spot that you like before putting it down in place. So if everything all hooked up and installed to the dash cam, right now I'm just going to go ahead and put on the SanDisk memory card. So like I said, you could go ahead and leave them a review on Amazon and it'll give you a free SanDisk memory card, or you can just purchase one online. This is the 32GB, so you can either use like a 16 or 32, and the max that you can use is a 32GB memory card. So let me go ahead and take it out and just insert it. The memory card slot is right on the left of the front camera. And let me go ahead and turn the car on. First time to see, make sure both front and rear works. So there we have it. That's the front and that's the rear. So again, you want to play around and adjust it, make sure you know everything is good. My rear definitely needs to be adjusted. So yeah, there we have it. Let me go ahead and adjust it, make sure everything's good, and then you can go ahead and tighten down the clamps. So there you have it. After some adjustment, you can see the front. That's my front view, as well as the rear view. So it is a wide angle camera, which is pretty cool. So you can definitely capture all the lanes from the front. Another thing to note is if you do have the rear view camera installed inside, you might be able to not see as much. So on my RSX, my Acura RSX, I actually have the rear view camera installed outside of the car, which I'll show you in a little bit. With that, you're able to see the roads a little bit better. But the downside would be if it rains or anything happen, somebody might be able to like steal the camera just because it's outside. So pros and cons to each of them. This one right here, I think in the back is a little cleaner. But yeah, let me show you guys how it looks on the RSX. Hope you guys like this tutorial. Hope you guys found it useful. And here's my Acura RSX. So for this car, I have it mounted right over here. Like I said, you have it sitting outside. Pros and cons: whenever it rains, the lens might get a little bit wet, but you're also able to see more of the road from this angle versus if it's in the rear windshield, is right over here, you see a higher view. So if you guys stayed to the really end, I hope you guys liked the video. Like I said, I definitely had fun putting it on and definitely helps. Firstly, it doesn't break the bank. I definitely recommend it for every single person if you own a car. Even if you're not a car enthusiast, it's fine. It just helps that, knock on wood, in the event you get in an accident, you know, somebody hits your car, it's not your fault. Sometimes it's hard to prove the insurance or the police who's at fault. So with dash cam, you get evidence. Plus it protects your car as well. I think this particular dash cam has some pretty cool features. Like I said, once you have it wired up, you could use it almost like a backup camera as well. And another cool feature is, I haven't really messed around with the settings too much, but you are also able to set like a motion detector. So what that means, if somebody gets too close to the car or touches the car, you can send alerts to your phone. You could, you know, pretty much start recording whenever somebody gets too close to the car. So even if your car shut off, that's fine. It'll automatically start recording, or you could just leave it by default. It's not going to record when the car shut off. But yeah, pretty cool. Definitely deters away thefts as well. So if they see a camera, you know, they'll think twice if they're trying to steal the car or anything like that. And hope you guys like this video. Like I said, this is a pretty simple DIY. You don't really need much tools or experience to do it. Of course, you could just plug it in, call it a day with wires dangling everywhere. It works as well. But if you want a clean install, definitely recommend either using a flat tip screwdriver or a plastic pry remover tool. Those definitely help. Or worst case, if you don't have any of those tools, you could use like a piece of cardboard or a credit card, something to kind of, you know, just shove the wires, tuck it in, nice and neat. So hope you guys like it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.